Hmm.
Like type 2 diabetes, in many cases, is completely reversible if you fast. And we know this in normal, healthy people. You go through phases of being more insulin resistant and then, insulin sensitive. And that's normal fluctuations with feed and fasting. If you fast for a day or fast for 2 days, you become extremely insulin sensitive. Your tissues are like, okay, there's not too much pressure. Let me become receptive and,
Hmm.
sensitive to the influx of glucose. So I think fasting is probably the most underrated and the most underused therapy or intervention in medicine. And that's from first principles, ERP based thinking. You can reduce the pressure by eating less or eating less sugar, or you can increase flux by moving more. So that's kind of an ERP, like first principles informed strategy to addressing a medical issue in this case.
Hmm. So again, from this perspective, how would you guys start to think about something like a psychiatric illness like depression or something
Mhm.
else that you think is illustrative?
Yeah, there's new evidence in depression. If you look at what proteins are upregulated, like what's happening physiologically, energetically, GDF-15 is elevated in major depressive disorder, in other psychiatric disorders like schizophrenia and bipolar, anorexia. So it seems increasingly clear that there's an energetic imbalance, dysregulation in most psychiatric disorders. And there's really nice work from a group at McLean Hospital in Boston where they've been imaging in the brain NADH NAD ratio, right? Like the first symptom or the first indication of reductive stress and therefore energy resistance in the brain is that ratio NADH NAD and energy resistance is elevated in the brains of people with severe mental illness. And I suspect that's why some of the interventions, metabolic interventions like ketogenic diet, which seems to relieve symptoms and help the management of disease and many patients, not all, but many patients, that might be how it works.
Mm.
And why exercise, it's imagine if in your body, we didn't talk about this so much, but if you have high energy resistance in your body, the way like the discomfort you have if you squat for too long, your muscles start to burn. Like imagine there's like 20% of that discomfort, but it's all the time in your body. And you feel like terrible, right? It's like this ill being, right? This like dis-ease, right? You're not at ease ever. Like everything feels so painful. You don't want to exercise. You don't want to
Hmm.
interact with other human beings. And so probably that energy resistance that we talked about diffuses through GDF-15, maybe through other things, reaches the brain and makes you feel like shit. So, exercising then is the last thing that you want to do. But despite this, there's really good evidence that moving, right? And maybe you moving is increasing flux in the equation, therefore reducing energy resistance. That improves symptoms, cross diagnostic across diagnostic categories. And there's this cool meta-analysis that was done recently showing that exercise, of course, is like at least as good, if not better, in many cases than SSRIs and other, pharmacological treatments. And dancing, there's like one or two studies on like dancing was like the top antidepressant modality in this in this meta-analysis. And we can speculate as to why this would be the case, but for sure, dancing involves more flowing, more you kind of increasing the flux, not just at the cellular level, but psychologically, and there's like coordination and other
There's
things.
some more evidence towards this is for looking at neurostimulation as a method for reprogramming some of these psychiatric states is by modulating flux. So
Transcranial.
transcranial magnetic stimulation, ultrasound, and also now photodynamic therapy with light, like pulsed light in certain wavelengths. The key feature is that you're trying to get these energetic sources to increase flux back within certain regions of the brain that might have high resistance. So perhaps like looking at psychiatric illnesses as these local hotspots of high resistance for whatever means, whether it be metabolic or whatever sources, then you have a whole new set of tools to reprogram that resistive state.
Yeah.
So perhaps can we conjecture that psychiatric illnesses could be a resistive state, like an actual energetic resistive state, that
Excess energy resistance.
excess energy resistance?